Hey everybody, it's Osiris, your grown woman on the move with 15 minutes to show. Guess who we are today? You know we like doing it live, and we are out in beautiful Los Feliz. For those of you who haven't had the opportunity to come in this area, honey, it is very riche and quite lovely on a bright sunny day on October 18th. I have sitting next to me our guest for today, and her name is Lisa Crosato. She's an actor slash art.
Well, writer and producer.
Actor.
And I love art. Yes, I know.
And she loves art. So anyway, hey, good morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Osiris. It's fabulous to be here in fabulous Los Feliz.
Yeah, how are you today?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So let's get into talking about what you've done and why you're here, because this girl is bad. If you've never heard of her, look her up. Her name is Lisa Crosato. Lisa, I know you started out in the mid-90s. You moved from Vancouver, Canada, so she's Canadian. Moved from Vancouver, Canada, to Los Angeles in the mid-90s. I think one of your first breaks was doing a movie called Deadly Ransom with Brian
James from Blade Runner and John Apea from The Godfather. And also Francesco Quinn was in that film. That's Anthony Quinn's son. Yes.
Absolutely. Wow, I didn't know. I didn't even think Anthony Quinn of him having a son.
Yeah, he had a son, Francesco. Unfortunately, he did pass away a couple of years ago. Okay. But great guy, fantastic guy.
So you've done that, and then you went on from there to, you did some work with Henry Winkler. You've done some work with David Carradine.
Yes.
Geez, what is it you haven't done? And what I want to point out most importantly is that this girl is a filmmaker, documentarian. She does films, documentaries, and one of your breakthrough films was when you did the African film The Crew.
Yes, that's an interesting project. I actually worked with Jean-Pierre Bigelow, who is an African director, famous from Cameroon. And the film was shot in French. It's called Les Saignants, which translates in English to the bleeders. So it was a
English bleeders, I think it said.
Yeah, it was a feminist movie about powerful women that overthrow the corrupt government officials in Africa. And this film actually just this year it's won numerous awards, but it actually has been actually chosen by the MoMA in New York as one of the all-time top science fiction.
Yeah, that's what I was reading on your bio. That was quite interesting, by the way. Now, before that, though, you did a documentary. I was trying to think. It viewed 3,000 times under the polls in the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, Kenmore Avenue was that was a...
You're like your breakout.
I don't know. I wrote it and produced it. I was starring in it. And the organizers of Cannes loved it so much that they screened it over the red carpet. I think it played something like, 3,000 times or more with all the...
What does that mean when they screen something? Because I want people to know that that's pretty prestigious when you're at the Cannes Film Festival and they're screening your film. You're this producer coming in, writer, and you're an actor, and then you're coming out at Cannes and they are, showing your film. So how did that feel for you as one of your new babies?
Well, it's true. It's like a new baby. It's your project. You give birth to your creative project. But I was proud of it. I mean, it's always rewarding when people enjoy what you create, and the response was great, and we got a lot of publicity, and it was just fun. It was really nice.
How has that boosted I know, again, you're writing. It's when you divide your time between writing, producing, acting, how does that work with you in a schedule? Do you get up early? Do you do one a week and then you go to the other one? How do you do that?
I don't know if there's any really...
a formula?
There's no formula for it. I just think it kind of, sometimes you go through phases where you don't do any of it. And then, this business is not easy for females, obviously. And so that's why I started writing and producing, because to sit around and wait just for acting parts is...
ludicrous.
Exactly.
Luda.
I have to take some... control and say I'm going to create something. And I also like creating projects for women. The documentary was a look at how creativity heals in the lives of women who've dealt with domestic violence and also at-risk teens. And, I like working with strong female characters in my writing. And I just think we have to take control of doing empowering parts for women and writing and doing that, putting that forward.
Well, right now, Hollywood, unlike any other time in history, is really getting a good, strong push for things that they have been putting off for a long time, like women and people of color and all these things, and diversity. So those things are becoming more and more popular and more. And everybody wants it. Everyone's like, everyone.
Yeah, we're all pushing for that change. And in fact, on that note, the last film I just did was called My Apocalyptic.
I saw that. That's an interesting film. I wanted to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. My Apocalyptic Thanksgiving, which I played the mother of this very narcissistic young lady. She was actually, the characters were the.
And was she the zombie, or who's the zombie?
Well, the zombies are part of this zombie TV show that the main character is obsessed with. And the main character is an African-American autistic young man who gets involved with a gang and also gets involved with a Korean family, and they compete for his affection, and they try to make him family, and in the end, he teaches them about family. Right.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now, when are we gonna?
Well, that's actually U.S. Weekly just had an article about it. It's still in post, so I don't have details about.
Oh, she doesn't have details, so that means you have to go out and check it out. Right. Where is it gonna? Are you gonna put it online, or is it gonna be?
No, it'll be in festivals most likely, and I don't know what the producers have in mind as far as distribution, but it'll be out there.
Okay, so we're getting close to our time. We only do it 15 minutes to keep it real.
15 minutes of fabulousness with Osiris.
and of Lisa Crosato. We were teasing Lisa about her last name Crosato. I said it sounds much like croissants.
Our family came from a long line of croissant makers, and then we just said let's change the name to Crosato as a new pastry. I don't know.
Now, Lisa, back to you. Back to you.
We're crazy when we get together.
Back to you. What can we expect from this powerful woman named Lisa Crosato, who's this producer, writer? I happen to be, and I want to say this, I felt so fortunate to walk through the doors of the Samuel Goldwyn Theater on this past Monday night and meet these panel of, I call them the Magnificent Eight, powerful women, all from diverse things, telling all of these powerful stories. And I thought about you, Lisa, because I know that you are one of those women, and I look forward to seeing you on those kinds of panels talking about your films and all those kind of things.
Whoever's putting those together, I'd like to participate.
But what we want to know is, what can we expect for you? Are you going to go more into the production side of things? You're going to stay more in the writing, or are you going to keep doing everything?
All of it. I love all of it, and I just I just finished a script, and it's another interesting storyline. Kind of exploring the idea of social classes and people's behavior and ideas around them, and how
like how.
Well, it's a story about how a wealthy person ends up with a huge windfall. Somebody who really doesn't need it, and people's emotions and behaviors around that, and it's an interesting
thread. So what do you mean, like people that end up getting things that they've never had to work for?
Well, how would you feel if somebody that you knew didn't need, like maybe a multimillionaire won the lottery? So it's kind of that kind of idea.
It's kind of like everyday thing for them, so it wouldn't mean much. But for somebody in poverty, that would mean that could change their whole world.
Sure. So that's a script I just finished writing, but I can't say much more about that. So.
Oh, no, that's okay. We just want a little tease. We don't want you to say everything about it, because we do want people to seek you out and go out and look for your work. I know in the movie, was it Trading Places? The movie about how they switched the roles. They put a very rich, educated guy in a poverty-stricken situation and took the poverty. What did you think? What do you think about that in terms of experiences and emotional impact that those kind of situations might have, given the fact that you just said what you said?
Well, I think it's good to walk in everyone else's shoes and
great response.
Spend a day just imagining and trying to have that compassion. Yeah.
Have you done any work in Canada since you've been in LA? Are you still connected to Canada anyway?
I love Canada. I haven't recently, but I would love to. I love Vancouver. I love my mother's from Montreal. It's
Montreal.
Montreal, and I love the French language. It's beautiful, beautiful people. Yeah.
So anyway, you guys, look for Lisa Crosato. Lisa, where can people go to find out more about you, about what you do, about your movie projects, your film projects? Oh my gosh. And don't forget, she's also a lover of art.
Yeah, I love art. That's a whole other conversation, maybe another show. But I don't have a website. I'm kind of on the.
But you're on IMDb.
Yes, I am, and I have a Facebook page, and
the Facebook page is what name should they look for?
just my name. But I guess
Lisa Crosato, Crosato. For those of you that don't know how to spell Crosato.
Thank you, Osiris.
Okay, so yeah, are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram?
I actually, it's just. I started getting into Pinterest and some of these other things, but then you start looking at things and going to people's pages and doing this, and then you look at your watch and 3 hours have gone by, and it's just a little bit of madness to me. I'm good with Facebook.
So you're following the line of Rashida Jones right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people are getting what they call dumb phones against smartphones because they feel that as entertainers there are no filters anymore, and it's the only way you can kind of self-protect. You can self-protect by keeping a little bit of privacy to yourself so you can be able to think and do and be creative without worrying about, oh, did I get 1 million hits today and et cetera, et cetera.
We're all on overload from all of the social media, and I think the pendulum will swing back the other direction, and I think in the future probably the bigger push will be for privacy because nobody has any anymore. We're all too accessible. And if you don't return somebody's text or phone call in seconds, people think that you're mad at them. And that creates a lot of miscommunication in our world.
And it takes about 2 or 3 hours a day to get going all of that stuff and post on this, that, the other.
Yeah, you're right. And if we're driving, it's just not smart. But you know what? It's just sometimes less is more. So, but
on that note,
not with you. Because you're fabulous and I love your show. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here with us. So on that note, we're going to say goodbye to our lovely Lisa Crosato.
Thank you for watching.
For having us here. And
the emergency exits are this way, and to the rear of this lovely house.
Okay, it's been another 15 minutes. Don't forget to go to our YouTube channel, 15 Minutes of Show. If you go on my website, onkentertainment1.net, go up in the right-hand corner, push the YouTube button. It'll take you right to my page, okay? And it's been nice talking to everybody. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Bye.
You're funny.